Barbara Lloyd owns the Dog's Den Training School. She's also an expert in dog behavior. Barbara, when you look at that video of the little dog and the big dog, what do you see unfolding?
What I see unfolding is a big dog that isn't comprehending that the little dog is actually a dog. I think the bigger dog is looking at the little dog as the equivalent of a squirrel or a gopher or a bird, any kind of prey, a rabbit, any kind of prey that a dog would normally prey on and try to kill. And that's what I see.
What makes you think that?
The way that it's the kill, not the kill, but the way that it grabbed that little dog and shook it and then just let it go and walked away. I mean, there was no really kind of investigating after. And when you look at video of dogs or animals, wolves, coyotes killing things, that's exactly how they do it. Or there's videos of Jack Russell Terriers that kill rodents. You know, people hire them at farms or in cities sometimes to kill rats. And that's exactly what they do. They pick it up, they give it a good shake, and they spit it out, and that's it. They move on to the next one.
So what do dog owners need to know to try and prevent something like this? We see lots of dogs interacting with each other at dog parks.
Right. First of all, I think what you need to understand is that if you're in a dog park and you're uncomfortable with the way another dog is acting around your dog, and especially if it's a little dog, I have a little dog, I have a 9-pound dog. I'd pick my dog up. I would just pick my dog up, shove him in my coat. And if the bigger dog was going to go after me, at least I've got a better chance than my little dog getting harmed. But any time that you see something when you're uncomfortable with your dog, you need to first take responsibility. And if you have to take responsibility if it's your dog that's being the perpetrator, but if your dog is being bullied or victimized, you have to be the one that's going to step in and protect it, because that's your job. That's your job as their guardian. Things to really watch out for are stalking behaviors, when a dog really kind of gets low and looks down and moves slowly, because that's a prey drive type of thing. That's total bang. I've got my eye is focused on you, and I'm going in basically for the kill or for the bite or for whatever their purpose is. So anytime you see a dog that its tail is straight up, that is another sign that says, hey, we don't want to go near that one. Or a tail that's straight up and flagging. Flagging is when it's going really, really fast like this, instead of just a nice back and forth, back and forth. Flagging means as well that there's some heightened agitation. Probably something's going to happen. There's a lot of adrenaline going on at that point.
Dogs give off lots of cues. What could the owner in this particular case have done, or maybe should have done in the training leading up to bringing their dog to a dog park to try and prevent this from happening?
The way that you can prevent this type of an incident is when you have a bigger dog, or any dog, but particularly if we want to address the bigger dog in this case, take it to puppy school, where the dogs act in a very controlled way when they're really young. They get an opportunity to socialize and play with the bigger dogs, like your dog did. It's like your dog knows the size of what big size, little size, it knows what dogs are. And so getting appropriate training and socialization is really important at a really young age, because once an incident like this occurs, basically in the bigger dog's case, that dog has had success. I mean, there was an adrenaline rush and it did what it did, and boom, it moved on. So that's a very hard thing to correct. Behavior-wise, yeah, unfortunately.
And that training needs to happen before the dogs come to the dog park. The dog park, you say, is not the place to socialize.
That's right. The dog park is not a place for socialization. The dog park is a place where you bring your dog once it's already trained, it's got a good recall, it knows how to be around other dogs. It's not a place where you come and think, oh, I think I'll just socialize my dog, and it's a free-for-all, because that's how these types of situations occur.
Do you like dog parks? Do you think they're a good spot for people to bring their dogs?
Absolutely. I mean, I utilize dog parks, particularly when I travel, because I don't have access to other open areas. What I do think, though, that we could really benefit from here in Regina, in our dog park, I mean, this is a massive dog park, we could section off a part for just puppies and little dogs, because they would just be so much safer. And then we wouldn't have to worry. I mean, because sometimes even just the big dogs running around, they'll bowl over a little dog, not intentionally, but because they don't see it. So it would just be so much safer. That's what I would prefer.
Thanks for your time today, Barbara.
Thanks for having me.